And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the milestone show that can still celebrate in the midst of Kawasaki season, only known as Music Village. And apparently someone online asked during the break, what in the world is Kawasaki season? And to answer that question simply, it's the time of the year where everybody decides to take out their motorcycles and ride down the street as fast as they can. And Maestro would correct me by saying that some people have engines that sounds like Kawasaki's. For example, if you heard it in the background, that's one of them. But besides Kawasaki season that looks like it's going a little bit longer than what I hoped, I'm looking at my watch right now. Oh, it's just about that time. It's the witching hour, which means it's time for us to be brought up to speed on news stories that happened from this week from, you guessed it, all around the world. And in our first news story, for you fans out there of Miley Cyrus or even of the song Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, this past week at the iHeart Music Festival, it looks like Miley Cyrus decided to channel her inner Pink Floyd and do a cover of the classic song Comfortably Numb. Now, several people out there was not happy with the rendition of her song, but in my opinion, I thought it was pretty cool. But then again, I'm always a fan of cover songs. Why? I don't know. But yeah, this was a pretty good rendition, and Miley Cyrus will go on record by saying, "My favorite faces to see in the crowd are the confused dads." I got a feeling there was more than confused dads in the crowd that was watching this performance, but either way, folks, you can be the judge of this wonderful performance for yourselves by going on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check out Miley Cyrus's cover of Comfortably Numb. And in other music news, or more or less Foo Fighter Dave Grohl is cooler than you news. And told you folks we're going to try to add it in next season, and I got a feeling with this, it's gonna be the stepping stone Brox for it, because the son of the guitarist from Anthrax known as Revel Ian, and hopefully we said that name right, would be able to hop up on stage alongside with Dave Grohl to perform the classic song of Everlong at the Bourbon and Beyond Festival in Louisville, Kentucky. And if any of you out there has any doubt in this kid's guitar skills, well, he is the son of the legendary guitarist of the group Anthrax. So yeah, he knocked it out of the park. Simply put, knocked it out of the park, and not to mention, was able to throw up the devil horns at 6 years old, which lets you know what his future in rock and roll and heavy metal is gonna be. And if any of you out there want to check out how cool this performance was with Dave Grohl, you can head on over to the Instagram page of one man only known as Scott Ion Anthrax, or head on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check it out for yourselves. And be amazed how good a 6-year-old can play a guitar on stage in front of 40,000 people without getting nervous. Cause I would have probably been nervous, I'll be honest, I would have been nervous. And in other news, or I guess voiceover news, for you fans out there looking for a different voice for Alexa, I have some good news for you. Cause it's been announced that none other than Samuel L. Jackson starting next year will be able to voice the voice of Alexa for your home systems. Now, the only thing I'm wondering, folks, is what version of Samuel L. Jackson this is gonna be. Are we gonna get the Pulp Fiction version of Samuel L. Jackson, the Incredibles version of Samuel L. Jackson, or even the version of Samuel L. Jackson that was involved in the movie? There's so many, I can't list, but there was one I had for a good example. I guess the Avengers? That's the only one I can think of right now offhand. But if we get the Pulp Fiction version of Samuel Jackson as the version of Alexa, that will probably be the funniest thing I'll see all of next year, besides the whole war back and forth for the presidential election, because that's gonna be a mess. And that's the only thing I'm gonna say about that one, folks. And for any of you who's wondering out there, the Alexa voice changeover will be available as of later on this year for a mere 99 cents, so you can have Samuel Jackson wake you up with enough mother effers than you'll be comfortable with before noon. Because I got a feeling the Pulp Fiction version of Samuel Jackson is gonna be the version of Alexa in the future. And I got a feeling Snoop Dogg is gonna be Alexa along with him, probably by the middle of next year. Who knows? And I guess with that last regular news story out of the way, folks, you guys at home know what time it is. It's time for us to go into yet another milestone edition of Video Game News. 3, 2, 1, go. And in our first video game news story, for you Grand Theft Auto Online fans looking for a little bit of more currency for doing absolutely nothing, then I have some good news for you. Cause it's been announced to celebrate the well over 6-year anniversary of Grand Theft Auto Online. For all you next-gen players out there, you will be getting an exclusive $1 million in your Maze Bank accounts for absolutely free. And unfortunately, for those who are hoping for that money immediately, you'll have to wait until October 2nd to get that money inside your piggy bank accounts. But the money to get it is available as of now all the way until the date we just listed. And in my opinion, I would like to say thank you to Rockstar Games for making this possible. But at the same time, for those who play in the last gen version of the games, I really do think they should get some form of money along with them for sticking in there for the last gen consoles as well. But that's just my opinion, and I got a feeling that's not gonna happen. But hey, my fingers are still crossed for it. I'm hoping. Always will. And from word from the maestro in my earpiece just told me that for those who do log in from now until October 2nd, you can expect to see the money in your account as of October 8th of this year, just in time for their special Halloween event that I got a feeling starts as of that week all the way until the end of October. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And in other video game news, for you fans out there of Civilization 6 who've been playing this game on the PC version for the longest amount of time, it looks like it's gonna make its way on over to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as of November 22nd. Nice! Just in time for my birthday, so I know what to add on to my Christmas list. Or more or less birthday list, but since they're so close, considering that what my parents keep telling me, might as well be my Christmas list. Ugh. But besides that, folks, after playing Civilization for so many years, and a lot of people telling me that this game has to be one of the best ones of the series, I've been trying to get my hands on it for the longest amount of time, and the fact that you can actually go to battle in space in certain parts in this version of the game is definitely a must grab for me, and to see if I can make up from getting kicked out of the United Nations the last time I played a Civilization game. Which, according to my sister, no, I can't. But I'll try. I'll definitely try. And for any of you out there who wants to check out the special trailer for the console announcement version of this game, you can head on over to the website only known as GameInformer.com to check it out for yourself. And in other video game news, For you fans out there who are playing Dragon Quest Builders 2 and always wanted some form of Link or Zelda version of the game in the game, well, one gamer that goes by the name of BenXC would be able to create something so magnificent that took so many man-hours and bricks. It's absolutely insane. Because BenXC, well over a half a year and 150 hours spread upon it, and well over 300,000 blocks, was able to recreate cities and even Death Mountain from the classic game of A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And I, for one, who never played the game but had a chance to see a couple of trailers of the cities surrounding it, this is absolutely beautiful, and once again, absolutely insane to see how creative a couple of you independent gamers are out there to create works of art like this. And for any of you out there who wants to get a chance to see this said place for yourselves, if you don't own a copy of the game, you can head on over to his website or his YouTube page, only known as BenXC, to check it out for yourselves. But for those who have the chance to own this game of Dragon Quest Builders 2, you can enter this island using the following ID of NPYRD8ZJVM to check it out for yourselves. And for those who didn't get a chance to get that ID when we read it on the air because it has capital and lowercase letters in it, you can head on over to the website only known as GameInformer.com to get the island code for yourselves. Since we can't display it on the bottom of the screen since we don't have that technology just yet, but we will in the future. But until then, folks, for this week, and I guess for this month, you have all officially been brought up to speed. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for Music Village for this week, right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.